What is up, everybody? Welcome to Battin and Chatting. This is the very first episode of this beautiful, special, great baseball podcast coming now to the Eastern Observer. I would like to say, welcome. My name is Brandon Natale. I'm here with two of my great friends, Niklaus Feil
What's up?
and, and Denis Tuohy.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
And there you go. Fellas, how's your day today?
A little rough at the end of that Yankee game, I gotta say. I was having a pretty good day, and then that extra innings against the Blue Jays, that was hits you right here, right in the heart, man. But besides that, it was a great day, man.
Right. Yeah, I was watching, I'm sorry, Dennis, so you go.
No, continue. Continue.
I was sorry, I was at work and my coworker, she's a big Yankee fan, and as she's watching the game on her phone, all I hear is Michael K say, this might end it," and she turns off the phone, and I was like, "Yep, there you go, that ended it."
Yep, that was it. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a brutal end. It was such a long game. It was a pitcher's duel. Garrett Cole versus Chris Bassett, your boy, former
Yeah,
Met.
Chris Bassett, yeah,
Yeah, it's your boy. Yeah, that was a great pitcher's duel, and
my former boy, yeah.
it was a great game. That ending just sucked. But the Yankees took the first two. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing the Cardinals shirt, but I am a Yankees fan. I really wanted to sweep Toronto in this series. I
Yeah, I
really
know.
did.
Just to really stick it to them.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're just such a little loser boy organization, man. They really
Loser boy.
are. They're the whole Aaron Judge thing and then the whole coach thing. It's you get enough already. Like I've never seen a team in any sport. They could give the Memphis Grizzlies a run for their money for
Oh,
talking so much trash with absolutely
100%.
nothing to show for it. In fact, the
100%.
Grizzlies probably have more to show for it because at least they've
Wow.
been a high seed. The Blue
Okay.
Jays have what? They got swept by Seattle, didn't they? Blowing back-to-back games.
I believe
Hmm.
so. Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw the trailer, right? That's what they said a couple years ago. That was the trailer. What's this? The credits?
The
Come on.
show's over
What is this?
already. Like,
What is this? The directors cut the extended scenes and what? Come on.
Oh my
Like,
God.
all right. They got the win today. All right. The Yankees, as of late, have been doing much better. Healthier.
yes.
Aaron Judge is back in the lineup. Now they're
Yeah.
saying Luis Severino is working his way back. He's playing in the minor leagues now.
And
We'll see what happens with them.
Stan, they said he's going to start his rehab assignment soon too. So I mean, reinforcements are on the way. That's
Here comes
it.
the cavalry.
Here comes the cavalry. Exactly.
There you go, good
Uh,
for the Yankees. And now, before we start digging into the more of the show, with the Mets, I don't know what to say, fellas. I know the Yankee fans right here in the show. It's definitely, I
I,
know how you guys feel about us,
I,
but
I, I'm going to be totally honest, man. I have both Scherzer and Verlander on my fantasy team this year, so I'm really pulling for you guys. I'm really trying to pull
wow,
for you guys, but geez, I don't know what's going on with you guys beginning of the year. But you guys won today, though, right?
yeah, somehow, some
All
way,
right, so we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
we're getting somewhere. Hopefully, this is the game. People saying now this is going to be the game where it's going to be the turning point of the
Yeah.
season. They're going to go on a roll. I don't know about that. Hopefully, it's definitely a great win. I'll take it. I
So
enjoyed it the way they did it too. So
So I obviously don't watch the Mets every day because I'm mostly watching the Yankees. So what was up with the jumbotron with the Tampa Bay Rays? I am like so baffled by that. What was that? Did you have any like idea or?
no, I be honest, I have to look into that more
Yeah,
because
that was crazy. You know what I'm talking about, right,
I
Dennis?
did.
Yeah, you
I
seen
did
that?
see that. Yeah, I saw that.
I was just
but
so confused. I'm like, why is the Tampa Bay
Hey,
Rays logo just on
it's
display at City
it's been
Field?
uh,
everybody's first day. It's been everybody's first day.
Right?
it's been
The
everybody's
It's not
interns
first
are
day.
messing up, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Oh man.
It's all
jumbotron.
right. Shake it off.
It's a little messed up because the jumbotron. I remember when I was there for the third time. I was there when Scherzer pitched against Darvish against the Padres. I believe it was Monday. It was one of the first games of the season, and I remember there's like black pixels all over the jumbotron. Like not all over, but like some spots, and like because it looked broken. So I don't know if the jumbotron is still having issues, but obviously I guess now we're seeing that it is. I mean,
Yeah, they put the wrong graphic up. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
who cares?
Oh my
It
god.
was funny. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey man, I gotta say though, if we want to get into this whole Mets thing, let's get into it. Let's make it. Let's just simplify it. They have the 6th highest ERA in the league. The 6th
Wow.
highest team ERA. They're 20-23. They're what? 3rd in their division. A half game up on Philly, who've had injuries. Trey Turner hasn't played up to what they've expected. I mean, they're trailing the Miami Marlins by a game and a half.
And the Mets, they're not really dealing with any, besides Verlander to start the year, they're not really dealing with any crazy injuries, right? As of right now. Like, Alonso's
Diaz,
healthy.
Diaz.
Edwin Diaz
But
is
at
right.
the same time, too,
Diaz injury, yeah.
how many the best player on your team can't be a closer.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah,
We
I
also have
agree.
David Robertson, former Yankee. That guy's great.
Yeah, right.
He's
Of course,
great
of course you throw up the
He had
former
a very
Yankee
good
thing. Of
season,
course
man.
you
Of
throw up the
course.
former
I mean,
Yankee.
he's having a great year. He's having a great year.
Oh, he's phenomenal. He's great. It sucks because like it what could have been like if Diaz stayed healthy, he would have been like
a
the
great
perfect
setup guy.
because like
Yeah.
he's already been thrown a lot more than he shouldn't have. Like before coming on to, signing with the Mets before the Diaz injury, he was going to be the setup, and then maybe a closer potentially if Diaz can't do it one night. Now he's basically doing that like on a 24/7 basis during the games. If you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like
Yeah.
David Robertson is great. I mean, if you want to say best player on the Mets, definitely it's not Evan Diaz. A closer can't be the best player. Polar Bear Pete.
Well, maybe best player was a little hyperbolic. I guess important player. But what I'm saying is how insignificant is a closer's role for the rest of the team? Like they got to step up in other ways. Lindor is not having a good season by any means.
Yeah,
he was expected to be their guy. He's a fast shortstop. You would expect him to really be one of the guys to flourish with the new base sizes and whatnot. And it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one part of it. The rest of the lineup's got to hit. Mark Canha hasn't really been anything. Daniel Vogelbach has sucked. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who knows where they're going to go. Now they called up this kid, Mark Vientos, right? That's how it's pronounced?
Yeah, home run today.
He hit a yeah. So, I mean, let's see what that. And then, of course, they have Francisco Alvarez?
Francisco Alvarez.
Where'd you get Pedro from? Come on,
he get somebody else.
Former player. He was on the Pirates or Orioles back in the day.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Me and my buddies have been talking about him recently. That's why I bring him up.
That does sound very familiar, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a third baseman, first baseman.
Yeah, he was like a utility guy.
Yeah.
DH.
That guy used to rake, man. That guy used to rake.
yeah. You get him going.
36 home runs, I think. That led the National League like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Good name. Pedro Alvarez.
But Francisco Alvarez, yeah. So tonight was basically the night of the rookie for the Mets. Because Vientos obviously tied up the game. I believe it was the top of the 7th, bottom of the 7th, because obviously the Mets were home. And then Alvarez tied up the game again with a 3-run homer. And then next thing so it was the night of the rookie. So
I wish that was the Yankees' night of the rookie as well. Volpe. Oh man, I feel like you had those bases loaded tonight. Oh, that crushed me.
I feel like the Yankees.
The Mets got a good thing going though.
Yeah, and I never knew the Mets had this much talent in the farm system because they never were known for that. I mean, before like us as of recently. Back then, when I think of the farm system, you think of David Wright, Matt Harvey, DeGrom, Syndergaard. And then Nimmo, these are players that just come to mind, so those are players like from the farm system that have developed, and hopefully these are guys that could stay long term. And so it was a great night. And I have to say this, I was after I was watching the game on the phone, and so Alonso was up. Lindor struck out, but then I said it to my coworkers because Alonso, plenty of times I've seen him walk off. I said it right there and then. I said if you hear me scream, because our game, the game was delayed on the phone. So I said it to him. I gave him a warning. Like, I want to let you know, if you hear me screaming, then that's when Pete Alonso wins us the game. And what happens? I hear Gary Cohen, it is out of here. And that's it. So I got to give credit to myself. I called it.
You called the shot, man. You're like the great Bambino. You called the shot, man.
The great Brandino.
The great Brandino is all right. I like that.
I like that. Did we just create a new nickname?
I created a new nickname, man, for this podcast. That's what we're gonna call you, man. The great Brandino.
Right.
I like that.
Hey, they went 8-7. That's a That's the kind of offensive production you want to see from this team. But once again, I mean, they gave up 7 runs. I was just
Yeah.
saying how the pitching has kind of left much to be desired. Our boy David Robertson got the win.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're a Mets fan. You follow them closer than I do. Senga, he started the season off red hot. What's he up to?
Yeah, so tonight, I mean, he's been up and down. He's been having, I've seen him pitch a lot. I did see him in City Field, his second start against the Marlins. He looked good. His ERA was decent. He hasn't really gave up. I think the most runs, honestly, he's ever given up is maybe 4, maybe
Okay.
5, if I'm correct. 5, I believe 5 against the Giants. He's been pretty good. He's had some issues going past the 5th inning. He's only stayed up till the 6th, which is it's good. But tonight, I think, was probably his best outing of the season because he pitched obviously 6 innings, but he struck out 12 Tampa Bay Rays. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
That's crazy.
when you
12
signed him
Ks
from
on that
Japan,
offense.
this is what you were looking for, especially against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Only one.
That
earned
is
run,
definitely
too.
something.
3
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah, no, he
3 hits.
shoved today. He shoved it for you guys, and it helps us out because Tampa Bay, division rival.
There you go.
Every
See,
game
we gotta
counts in
help,
this division, so
gotta help out a crosstown
thank
rival
you,
once in a while,
Senga. Thank you.
Yeah. And 65 strikes to 41? 39 balls. So it looked like he had pretty good control just based upon that.
Yeah.
One of the only issues that what I've noticed in pitch is he has a lot of balls that hit the dirt, and it's obviously that's not good for the catcher because ball can roll past and you screwed. A run could score, a run is advanced. But I think honestly, I believe he's gotten control of that because I mean he looked good tonight and he's played decent in his previous starts. He shut out the Rockies. You see those games where he's only allowing like 2 hits, 3 hits. That's they only gave up 2 hits against the Rockies tonight against a team that's become like a juggernaut within the league in the Tampa Bay Rays. That's to me is like insane. I don't know what you guys think of that.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, we just versed Tampa, and their offense is something to be reckoned with for sure. And like you said, 12 strikeouts and one of the best offensive teams in the league. Senga's that guy. He's that guy. Now, Verlander and Scherzer, those guys, they just got to come up to speed now with him. And I think you guys should be smooth sailing rest of the way. So we'll see, though. We still got a lot of time left in the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they definitely do. And then you have the the series finale against the Rays. Probably by the time this goes up tonight, Thursday night, the 18th. And then you got Cleveland for 3 games. They've kind of been sketchy throughout this season.
Yeah.
The Cubs seem to be slowing down tremendously. Senga's actually pitching game 1 of that series. Then you have Colorado. I'm looking at the next 10 games, including the one against Tampa. 6-4, is that really that unthinkable? I don't think so.
No.
So, I mean, you could get right back in it. The
Exactly.
season is still young. And, I mean, let's be honest. Who's ahead of them? The Marlins?
And the Braves.
The Marlins, the Braves are probably not going to catch, but the
Yeah.
Marlins, Jazz Chisholm just got hurt, right? So
Yeah, that's a big blow for
6
Miami.
years.
Big blow for Miami.
Sandy Alcantara has been very, he got turf toe. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks.
Oof,
Jazz
yeah.
Chisholm is. Sandy Alcantara has been very inconsistent this season.
Yeah,
Very disappointing.
He's definitely come back down to earth a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of Met fans online, friends of mine, whatnot, that are very, all doom and gloom right now, but plenty of season left.
Yep.
I think this team is going to be okay. I'm a little nervous about the age of their roster. That's always got to be a concern. It's a long, grueling season. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
And I'm going to be curious to see how that plays out. And curious to see how, if Verlander and Scherzer can go the distance with this team.
Yeah, Verlander 40 years old, Scherzer 38. That's some high taxing numbers right there on a pitcher for sure.
And lots of mileage on those arms, man.
Lots of mileage.
Lots of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Scherzer, he's had a rough start to the season. Whether it's suspension, the spasms all over the place.
Yeah, he's been a little over the place.
Yeah. I think he's taken time to get into it, find a rhythm. I mean, there's times he's looked good. I've seen it. I think he looked good against the Padres and the Dodgers. I think that suspension probably threw him out of rhythm a little bit.
I think his last start, he was pretty solid, right? just his last start, his latest one?
Yeah, his last start against the Nationals, he pitched 6 innings
Yeah.
and he had a good start. With Verlander, I think he's doing good. I mean, he pitched 7 innings against the Reds. He had looked good command of his velocity and his pitches. I think the team, it's like they said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I think hopefully the Mets they start off bad and then they do good. Usually it's the opposite. They'll start off really hot and then they'll come crashing down
Yeah.
either
So
July or so hopefully they're not crashing down this early. But now they have the team. If they put everything together, put everything in rhythm, they're ready to go. And with the
I agree.
Yankees, I feel like the Yankees are starting to pull it together.
Yeah,
So
that's
just back to the Scherzer thing. I mean, when it rains, it pours with him. Over his last 5, he's gone 3-2. And he's only given up 12 runs, but 11 of those came in 2 games. But he had 2 shutouts.
yeah.
right.
5 innings for one, and then he got pulled. He got ejected. That was a 3-inning game. But, I mean, that's kind of controllable. What that shows me is, all right, he has bad days. He's probably going to have more than he did when he was, on the Nationals or on the Tigers, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they'll be all right.
I agree.
I think we've done enough talk for our teams. Maybe we'll dive both into them later. But I want to dive. I know we should dive into some topics that we have for the show. So I know we definitely, this season's been very interesting. There's definitely been a lot going on in terms of, expectations and disappointments. So I have to ask you guys, what teams or players do you think have been the most surprising and then the most disappointment? I know I have some candidates that I want to talk about, but
Yeah.
I'll let you all start off.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of candidates for sure, but the one that always comes to my mind, and this is for the more disappointing side of things, the St. Louis Cardinals. I did not expect this rough of a start from St. Louis.
It's been
Got
pitiful.
you got Goldschmidt, you got Arenado. It's like let's see, I got the standings right here. They're 18-26. That is just
Jesus.
I mean,
they've been playing better ball lately though. 8-2 in the last 10. I mean, like we said earlier, still a long season, but I think a month in, Cardinals definitely most disappointing for me. But
am I speaking out of class by saying it's embarrassing that they're the worst team in the worst division in the sport?
you are, I would agree. I would agree.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. The Reds are ahead of them.
The Reds.
They're a rebuilding team. The Pirates are ahead of them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're only 6.5 out of first.
Yeah, no.
At this point in the season, it's not the end of the world. I don't think Milwaukee is a juggernaut by any means.
Yeah, no.
You kind of always wait for them to throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like the last week of the season. They lose the division. It's crazy.
Right. But what's concerning to me about the Cardinals just seems to be they're just such a decentralized team right now.
Yeah.
Every other day you're hearing something about this Wilson Contreras thing.
Oh yeah.
And then you're hearing earlier in the season there was the manager Ali Marmol in his second year at the team. He kind of got into it with Tyler O'Neill a bit.
Yep.
Then there's been other rumblings. It's just they're not on the same page here, and I get it. Yadier Molina retired. But if your entire franchise, your entire glue is on Yadier Molina,
40-year-old catcher at that.
come on. I don't understand that. Was he a player manager and I'm unaware of it?
Yeah.
I'm obviously it's too early to get rid of Marmol or whatever. That's not what I'm arguing here. But I'm saying is that they got to get something going here. That roster is way too talented top to bottom. Flaherty hasn't had the season they would have hoped for. The pitching in general has been very bad.
Yeah, the pitching's been bad. I think who's the most solid starter right now? Is it Jordan Montgomery?
I think you might be right.
Don't you hate on Jordan Montgomery?
I'm not hating. I'm just saying I love Jordan Montgomery, but wow, if he's your best starter,
it's a shame that it's a shame that it didn't work out much.
I like him. I like him as an SP3 too, but if he's your SP1.
I mean, they're top 10 ERA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're the 12th worst ERA.
Wow.
I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Montgomery, he's not. I mean, you wouldn't think starting into the season he's your pitcher number one. I get that. He's great though. I think
So
after getting traded, but I like him though.
So yeah, Montgomery does have the lowest ERA on the whole pitching staff, but it's a 4.21. It's really nothing to
Really,
get crazy
421.
about. Yeah,
Right.
4.21 leads that team right now. Granted, they're 8-2 in their last 10 right now. Hopefully things start clicking for him because Goldschmidt's doing Goldschmidt things. He's batting
Yeah.
311 or something like that.
Oof.
Like Dennis said, it's way too talented of a roster to even be in this hole to begin with. It's crazy.
Maybe I missed an injury or something. Why is Lars Nootbaar only played 29 games? He's batting 298, has 31 hits, 27 strikeouts, 13 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, an OPS plus of 143.
Was he
Why
hurt?
is he? Not as far as I know.
And another thing that kind of confused me was Demode and Jordan
Look it
Walker.
up. That's what I'm getting back to is I don't understand what they're doing. Lars Nootbaar injury. I'll look it up right now to see.
It looks like Nootbaar missed some time earlier in the season. He was out from April 1st to April 14th. And he's been swinging a solid bat since then. But Walker, he's a top prospect. He was a rookie. And
he had that hit streak.
He had that hit streak. He was batting 274. 11 RBIs, 20 hits, and 73 at bats. I mean, for a rookie, come on, the kid's got promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they moved him because guys were getting back from the injured list or whatnot. But if you have that's a problem too. Some people say you can never have enough good players. But at the same time too, somebody's got to be playing and somebody has to not be playing.
Exactly.
And that could cause friction in the locker room. And if you have one of the younger managers in the league, maybe the youngest, maybe that could be a little uncomfortable. Maybe that could be overwhelming or whatnot. He doesn't seem to be shying away from confrontation as the Tyler O'Neill thing indicated. But
yeah.
I don't understand. There seems to be a disconnect between what the front office is doing, what the fans want, and what's best for the team.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe they have to make some moves.
Yeah. I think a starting
Maybe they
pitcher.
just have too many cooks in the kitchen.
That is true.
Now,
hey man, Lars Nootbaar for Luis Severino. Lars Nootbaar, and you give me another prospect for Luis Severino. Hey, you don't want Jordan Walker? Hey, he'll look at the pinstripes.
Yep.
Hey, now, Dennis, what do you have for your most surprising and disappointing teams so far this year?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I'm right there with Nick on the Cardinals being the most disappointing, easily.
Yeah.
Most surprising. I'm going to stay in the same division, man. I just said they were the worst division in the sport, but good golly, these Pirates, man.
Love those Pirates.
These Pirates, and they've been struggling as of late, and they've cooled off. I know.
They've came back down to earth a little bit.
They've came back down to earth, but while it's acceptable, I mean, they just beat the out of the Tigers 8-0 on the road. Have a day.
Rich Hill with a gem today, too.
Yeah.
Rich Hill is still shoving it. 40, 43, 42.
Love Rich Hill.
Yeah.
And to their credit, they lost O'Neill Cruz.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be their best player.
Yeah.
Done for the year.
I was very high on O'Neill Cruz at the beginning of the year. I was like, I think this guy is going to hit 45 plus home runs, maybe 50.
Really?
He's like a Judge Jr. He's Judge. Judge played shortstop. He's Jr. 6'7". He's crazy. And when he got hurt, oh my god, that was depressing.
I remember watching that too. I remember watching the highlight of that too, and that started a big brawl too in that game.
Yeah.
So that's.
I think he's supposed to come back in August though, so hopefully he comes back healthy, show some promise again. So
that's on me. I thought he was out longer. But
I think August. I haven't really read much since he got hurt, so it might have changed. But the last I read was August or early September.
But yeah, I mean, guys have stepped up. Andrew McCutchen. They took him, like reuniting him with his old team and whatnot.
You can never go wrong with
246 and OPS plus 123. Connor Joe's having a very good season for them.
Connor
141
Joe.
OPS plus. Yeah. 261 batting average, 5 bombs, 13 RBIs. But I mean, the plate discipline is there, man. He's getting on base. Jack Sawinski, good season.
That kid's got a lot of
226.
power.
Yeah, 226, but 7 bumps. I
Yeah,
mean,
7 bombs.
they're getting what they need to get. Even 37-year-old Carlos Santana's he's earning his spot, man. 241
Yep.
batting average, not great. OPS plus below average at 94. But that kind of veteran presence to just be 6 points below average, you'll take that.
It was also great the Pirates were able to extend Brian Reynolds. I mean, that guy,
definitely.
yeah, he was just killing the ball to begin the year. He still is. He's cooled off a little bit, but out of the gates this season, he was going nuts as a Yankee fan because we were having rumors about trading for him. That
Never
killed
once
it.
did I believe it. I never thought that they were going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
But yeah. And if we're talking about the 2023 Pirates, we got to talk about 2.38 ERA. Mitch Keller, 5-1, half a season, 56.2 innings pitched. Only let up 44 hits, 69 strikeouts. Nice for Mitch Keller. ERA plus
Yeah,
182.
he's having a nasty season.
Right. I guess if I had to say a team, to me that's the most surprising in terms of disappointments. I think you can make the argument for the Philadelphia Phillies. And not just that I'm a
Yeah.
Mets fan, it's because I know they've signed, Trey Turner to a big contract, in the offseason. And I think it was between the Mets and the Braves and the Phillies for the division. But right now, the Mets are obviously in third place, but the Phillies, they're at number 4. You would think they would be at number 2. So maybe they
Yeah.
just haven't started off so good.
Granted, they were missing Harper for most of the
Right. They were
year.
missing Harper, and he just came back.
That's a huge part of it. But yeah, like you say, that team's stacked regardless. Got Schwarber, Trey Turner,
Yeah.
Alec Boehm. These guys are all studs, and you got Aaron Nola. And Zach Wheeler.
I gotta ride for my guys here. I've been covering them all season long for the Eastern Observer. I've been writing columns about them. Look, I know they're underperformed. I just think that Philly fans need to just subscribe to. I think Aaron Nola is just a slow starter. Takes him a little longer than other guys to get going. Matt Strahm has been their best starter since the beginning of the season, really.
Strahm is killing this year.
Yeah. Their bullpen. They're without Ranger Suarez in that rotation, and their bullpen just can't step up. Bailey Falter has been really bad this season. They're using him in kind of like that fifth option role. Taijuan Walker, you never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah,
the lineup has been pretty good, but Brandon Marsh is starting to kind of slow down a little bit. Alec Boehm having a good year. Schwarber has slumped hard. They've changed the lineup around. The lineup has been hitting much better by using Bryson Stott, the middle infielder, up at the top of the lineup. They were using Schwarber in that role. Didn't really understand it from the beginning, what Rob Thompson was thinking with that. I would have guessed get Schwarber lower in the lineup to get RBI opportunities. Big game player, obviously a great power hitter. Nevertheless, that's what they're going with. Trey Turner's got to step it up. He's got to step it up.
And I know
he's batting 258 and only a 305 OBP for Trey Turner.
Really?
They were expecting him to be the missing link, and now he's just missing.
Yeah,
he's missing.
Yeah,
I think especially after what happened in the World Baseball Classic, he was lighting it up for Team USA. So I think he was bringing a lot of hype with them into the season. Like I said, granted, it's the beginning of the season, but still, like I said, the underperforming, it's like you can't get past it. So, but Dennis made some great points. Hopefully they will. I mean, I hope they don't because for the Mets, but that's that. I think a player to me that is surprising though. And Yankee fans, you're not going to like this when I hear it, but I have to say Sonny Gray. Now, just looking at his stats, he's obviously 4-0 right now. He has a 1.39 ERA. That is insane. And this is only in 45 innings pitched, and he's only has 56 strikeouts. So, I think with a whip of 1.081. So I remember, saying that he was pitching different from with the Yankees. I don't know if it was something that they just limited his pitching to what he was able to pitch, what he can and what can't. And now with Minnesota, he's just lighting it up. So honestly, I gotta ask, what do you think is the difference between playing with the Yankees and then playing now? What do you guys think?
Well, I think this is an obvious part to it, and this goes for a lot of guys. It goes for hitters too. And this sounds pretty cliche, but I really do believe it's true at this point. It's the atmosphere of New York.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
My bad. Sorry, an ad just popped up on my phone. Like, wait, what is that audio? Sorry, but no, it's the atmosphere of New York and the Bronx, for sure. I mean, we've seen it with multiple guys. Sonny Gray's teammate alone, Joey Gallo. Like, this guy grows his beard back. All of a sudden, he's just hitting bombs off the Yankees. It's like, come on, man. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I really think it's the atmosphere. It's insane. New York's a tough market. And
Right.
some guys can strive through it, like Stanton. That guy just eats up everything. He eats up.
It
all
took
the
a while
bad
for him,
media.
though. I feel like
It
it
did.
took a while
It
for him.
did.
So, yeah.
It could be an acquired thing as well, but the Bronx, it's very unforgiving.
Look, I'm gonna disagree with you on this. I think what it was I think the Yankees pitching staff just failed him.
And I agree with that as well. I think that's also a part of it as well, for sure.
I think what happened was he was more of a curveball pitcher, had been when he was
Right.
in Oakland, had been his whole life. They wanted him, Larry Rothschild wanted him to kind of go more to a slider. That's just not what he was. That's just not what he was comfortable doing. And he just couldn't get comfortable.
I agree 110%.
And when he went to the Reds, you saw it instantly. And then now when he's in the Twins, he's doing a great job for them and leading them to one of the best run differentials in the league and one of the best records in the league, if I'm not mistaken, too, right? 24-20.
That whole Minnesota rotation is scary. Pablo Lopez,
man.
Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, if I'm saying that correctly. That guy's great too. It's a scary rotation.
So yeah, I definitely I saw a video on it too that I think the Yankees, they only his best pitch is the curveball, and they limited it to a certain amount where they only wanted him to pitch fastballs. And it's, I don't know why, in my opinion, I don't know why you wouldn't just let a pitcher go loose. I don't know why.
I feel like
and that's why Larry Rothschild isn't in the league anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
I don't want to be harsh, but
no,
is
it's
he really?
true.
He's not really.
I don't think he's on a contract.
You just gotta let guys throw what they're comfortable throwing with. That's just the story at the end of the day. It's you can't control the guy's stuff or what he's comfortable throwing.
Yeah, no, that's completely true, especially in a game situations. Pitcher's comfortable only pitching. He wants to go with his best pitch, which is the curveball, or maybe a sinker or a changeup. Or the fastball. He's going to go with the best pitch in that situation against the best batter. I don't know why you would want to limit him to only that certain amount. That's just me.
Yeah, it's just. I'm glad to see he's doing good, because Sonny Gray always seemed like a good dude. He wasn't harsh to the fans, wasn't harsh to the media. It couldn't click, and I'm glad to see him doing well. To be honest, no,
100%.
That's good to see. Good to see. Now, all right, so now we got that out of the way. There's been a lot going on within the league. So obviously Bryce Harper's been back. I know he's been playing. He's been playing decent for him coming back. I know you guys can tell me otherwise. As of recently, I feel like he's a player that always makes some noise, right? And now you look at what happened against the game against Jake. The Rockies, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the Rockies.
Yeah.
And him getting into it with pitcher Jake Bird. And you can see, and there is a video. I wish I was able to pull up the video, but he's actually saying he was bad-mouthing the organization. He was pinpointing every single player. So, that brawl must have been something. What'd you guys make out of that?
Well, I'm kind of waiting for the day that one of these brawls actually something happens. And it's not just a homie backfest. Maybe I'm a Neanderthal and a barbarian, but so be it. I mean, look, let's be honest. Ask Hunter Strickland. Ask Jonathan Papelbon. Bryce Harper's a hothead.
Yep. No, that is.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves here, man.
He has his own teammates choking him out, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I still think Papelbon should have gotten more Hall of Fame votes. But look, let's be honest. I mean, like Jake Bird was just kind of being a jerk. And I think what it is, a lot of big leaguers, they don't mind if you're gassing up your own team. They don't mind if you're gassing yourself up. But to bring down the opponent, that's what they have a problem with.
Right.
That's what most big leaguers say and whatnot. It's what you read about and so on and so forth. And I think because he was being a little more aggressive, that Bryce Harper felt like it was his duty as captain of the team to step up and do something about it. And I think he did the right thing, to be honest with you. Of course, these guys are never going to get into a fight.
Yeah, no.
Nobody's ever going to get that many guys get suspended from this, so on and so forth. I mean, come on.
This isn't the NHL.
You know, yeah.
Unless
he did it just to send a message that we're not to be messed with, and to send a message to the guys in the locker room that, hey, I got your back. You get the guy next to you.
Unless you're Tyler Austin or Joey Gallo and Jose Bautista, then that's a whole nother level if you want to go there.
Rookie Odor.
You mean? Not Joey Gallo,
right.
Rougned Odor, right?
Not right.
Yeah,
My bad. I meant Rookie Odor.
I'm sure Joey Gallo swing on some people behind the scenes. That guy has a crazy look in his eye, man, for sure.
Odor was a Yankee, right? He played for the
He was a Yankee, yep.
Yeah.
On a very sad 2021 Yankee team.
Oh, my God.
I'm surprised he made the wild card that year. That was a nightmare season.
Yeah. Looking back at it, that was
a rough team to watch.
Forget.
That was a rough team to watch.
I don't think that one's getting the 30 for 30 treatment anytime soon.
No, not at all.
That was a rough year for you guys too. I remember.
Yeah,
it was really rough. It was definitely rough for the Mets.
The fact we won 90, we had 90 wins. It baffles me still. It's actually
should have gotten Boone Coach of the Year, Manager of the Year.
Yeah,
unironically, the amount of injuries they had. I remember Brandon when we went to see them play the Red Sox, and the whole team was minor leaguers that day.
Yeah, I remember.
The whole team was minor leaguers
because everybody was out with COVID.
Yeah.
Was Greg Allen starting that game for you guys?
Yes.
I think I was at the same game with me and my buddies. I'm not even joking.
Really? It was July 16th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it a Friday?
He made his Yankee debut, but he's on Pittsburgh now.
Yep, it was Bay. You're talking about Bay.
No, not Bay. What's his name? What's his name? It's gonna kill me right now.
Was it a Friday?
You're not talking about G1 Bay?
Nah, it wasn't G1 Bay. It was
I could picture his face.
You're in the right ballpark.
He had one pitch as a New York Yankee.
I don't know why I'm like having a brain fart right now. Let's say
he was a minor leaguer. They called him. He was hitting like 346 in the minors. They called him up.
Let's see. I'm about to get it right now. Where is he? Let's see. Hoy Park.
That's who. Yeah.
Hoy Park. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot his name because me and my buddies joke about him all the time. But
one pitch is a New York Yankee.
Yep. We went to that one game, so we're all at the same game. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. It's a small world.
I remember Greg Gallen was like the best thing to happen like in that little stretch. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he turned it to Ted Williams, and they were paid him back by sending him down.
And then Eduardo Rodriguez absolutely shoved against us that game, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, JD Martinez hit a bomb. JD Martinez hit a bomb, and it landed 5 rows in front of us.
Yeah, 21 was rough. 21 was rough.
Yeah, but that was rough for the Mets too. I remember the next game we went to, before we get back to this, the next game we went to was the Yankees-Astros game the next year.
That was great.
And it was the first game of the year. Because they played at home in a 4-game set. That was amazing. I feel bad that we left. We didn't get to see it.
You shouldn't have said that out loud. What are you doing?
I know. That's not right.
We left. We literally heard Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks had a good game. Oh, my God. Called him
Aaron Hicks had a good game for you guys, yeah.
Yeah. That was the Judge walk-off. We left.
Wow.
We had to catch a train. We got on the wrong train. We ended up getting home late anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not, we did run into people that were like, "Oh yeah, that was a great walk off." From like, Yeah, it must have been. It must have
I
been
just
nice.
played it off. I was like, "Oh, dude, it was sick. You should have been there."
It was
Me
sick.
too.
Should have been there. Oh
That's
man,
great.
but yeah, we'll definitely all catch a game soon. The next game I go to, like I said, I'm a big baseball guy, so I like going to either game, whether it's Mets or it's Yankees
Yeah.
or Padres or. So next game I go to, I'll try to let you guys know what's going on. I know Sean might come home, Dennis, for Memorial Day
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
I don't know
I'll
if
be
you do
very
anything
short,
that
Flanagan.
Sunday. Yeah, so I don't know if you do anything that Sunday. You should come with us.
Memorial Day
It's at the
weekend.
Padres. Yes,
I think I have plans that day, but we'll
right.
see.
What
We'll see.
what about you? What about you, Nick? Do you got anything?
Memorial Day weekend, most definitely Memorial Day itself. I'm definitely busy. The weekends, I don't know what I'm doing Saturday. I'm not too sure. Probably busy.
Got you.
Barbecues and stuff,
Yeah, man.
Saturday I
Yeah.
could do. The Saturday I could do. Sunday I can't.
Yeah,
Got you.
Sunday no go for me, sadly.
Got you. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. But yeah, so this is something we definitely should dive into. The Oakland Athletics.
Oh,
What is
I'm taking the kid gloves off. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm
hold up.
foaming at the mouth. Foaming at the
Hold
mouth.
on. So now
there's a
obviously,
lot to say about
there's
this
a
one.
lot
Oh
to
my
say
god!
about them.
How much time are we under a strict time limit or no?
Nah, we
We're
can
meant
go
to
as long as
off.
we want. We can go as long as we want.
We could go
So
as long as we want, yeah. So
with this franchise, we might be here to 3 in the morning.
Oh my god!
yeah, I feel bad. And you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up early. So I don't know. I
It's
gotta hold. I
fine.
gotta hold you on that limit.
It's fine. It's
But
fine.
all right. But the A's, as of recently, they've just reached a binding Vegas deal. So now Bally's announced a $1.5 billion deal for the 30,000 seat stadium on Tropicana site after excited earlier land purchase agreement. After I guess they left that. So now, honestly, I have to ask, what do you guys think this move to Vegas? What do you guys think of this just deal? It's crazy.
You want to start us off,
Yeah,
Dennis?
I'll start.
You want
I'll
to start us
Here,
off?
I'll tell you what. Why don't we
I have
call
some
up,
things in mind,
Why don't
but
we call up a bunch of guys that are underpaid, get paid 26 cents on the dollar, and have them in an area where the entire economy is built on gambling, and let's see how far that goes. Okay, let's take it even further. Let's call up all these kids and have them in a place where prostitution is legal. That's not going to lead to any off the field issues,
yeah, no, for sure.
right?
Yeah.
I hear you.
I mean, just the practicality of that regard. That at the same time, too, why are we bailing out a bad owner? They've
Yeah,
been the ownership has been terrible for the entire 20 years.
yeah.
That team owner and Billy Bean should carry around a picture of Brad Pitt in their wallet like he's their firstborn. Moneyball saved that franchise. I'm serious. They're a
Yep.
laughing stock.
No,
How many of their good players have they let go?
so many.
And you look at what the Braves are doing now by extending their guys young. That's a small market team. Dude, they play in the Bay Area of California.
Right.
That's like saying that the New York Islanders are a small market team, but the New York Rangers aren't.
Yeah.
That's like saying the New York Mets are a small market team, but the Yankees aren't.
And it's really such a shame.
I did the math when I was on my radio show for college. It's actually closer between Oracle Park, where the Giants play, and Oakland and the Ricky Henderson Field, where the A's are playing, Oakland Coliseum. It's actually closer. Small market team, right? Okay.
Yep.
Cheap owner. There's possums in the walls. There's leaks everywhere. People talk about it. The freaking dugouts flood with raw sewage. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's horrible.
What are you doing?
I definitely I was looking at tickets recently. Obviously, tickets behind home plate. You know what? I'll bring it up right now. So I was doing research today. So you could check by like section 116. So now obviously that's home plate. You would think Yankee Stadium, City Field, those tickets would be like $200, $300.
You're being generous.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Probably more. I am being generous. So I mean, but tickets at the Coliseum in Oakland, it's $72. I could pay that right now.
While you bring up ticket prices, here's one for you. The team started to suck. They got rid of all their best players, and then they actually had the audacity and the unmitigated gall to raise concession prices and raise ticket prices.
Insane.
Can you believe that? Why isn't anybody coming to my stadium?
Right.
They pulled the major league. And the worst part about it is the commissioner is okay with it and openly supports them going to Vegas instead of saying they screwed over an entire fan base. It's one of the most historic franchises in the league.
100%.
They have, what, the third or fourth most World Series rings?
Think about it. You're going from,
what are you doing?
Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson,
Catfish
Jose,
Hunter.
Yeah, Catfish Hunter, Dennis Eckersley. And now, like, I'll be honest, I love baseball. I play fantasy baseball. I watch baseball. God, to name 10 Oakland Athletics players right now, I'm not betting on that. It's insane.
In one of my fantasy leagues, both of my fantasy leagues, not a single ace player was drafted in the fantasy leags.
That's crazy.
And we have a rule in one of my leagues that if you take an Oakland A's player, you have to alert the entire league. You have to put in the group chat, I'm taking an A's player. Just so people could say, wow, is he actually good? You're that bad? How many injuries do you have?
Yeah.
They're a laughing stock. And I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for the area. They're getting screwed.
100%. Imagine if this happened to like the Mets or the Yankees. Like imagine like how the people involved. I can't imagine it was like
they're a tank battalion.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
like
terrible.
Imagine what happened. I can't imagine it was like when Brooklyn left for Los Angeles or back then. Because my grandpa, rest in peace, he was a Dodger fan. I can't imagine what it was like for them. I know there was people that were at Abbott's Field and like, in literally like black dresses because like it was like a funeral for their team.
Yeah.
If I'm correct. So I just can't, I feel bad for the city of Oakland. It's really not a good situation. The owner is a sleazeball, not a good guy.
Literally, location was the least of the Athletics' concerns. I don't know.
Yeah.
Location is the least of your concerns for this franchise. Like, let's be real. I think that, Dennis said earlier, what's really going to change when you move to Vegas? Is the team going to start playing better? Like,
dude,
come on.
I'll tell you what.
When Brent Rooker's your best hitter, come on.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Why would I want to go to a baseball game in Vegas when I could go to one of the other million attractions?
Exactly.
The Raiders have struggled with attendance since going to Vegas. They're bottom 3 in the NFL. Raiders.
Yep.
The Raiders. We're not talking, not the Texans, not the Panthers,
Raiders.
not one of the smaller, one of the premier NFL franchises.
Yeah. The Raiders.
Historic franchise,
That should kind of tell you something.
I think it's taking time
the whole thing is disgusting to me.
I think it's taken time for these teams to kind of build a market within the cities that they're in now. You look at the Chargers, they've been having a hard time. Are you kidding? Even the Rams. The Rams have had issues, even though they just won a Super Bowl.
It's like a road game every single week for them.
Yeah, so I think it takes time for them to build a market, especially they're in good markets, they're in good situations. It's going to take a little time for them. But you make a great point. If they go to Vegas, what's going to change?
Brandon,
so I hopefully
you kind of almost just answered your own question, which was you just mentioned the LA Chargers, the LA Rams, Vegas Raiders, Vegas A's. Those are franchises that have plenty of things to do in those cities. If you look at attendance and whatnot, the longest streak of sellout games was Cleveland because it's Cleveland.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do in the summertime? I'm not trying to bash the city. I'm just saying it's the same thing with Miami. I'm wearing a Heat hat right now, but like the Marlins have struggled with attendance, and you would think like, dude, when I was down there for the WBC, like the place was sold out and whatnot, and everybody was talking about it. It was the talk of the town, but it's not like that 24/7 because what happened? Games are played at night, and the younger crowds go to bars and clubs.
Yeah, it's all about clubbing, bars, exactly.
So I don't understand why they think it's going to be better to go to Vegas. I really don't. It's the whole thing is just bizarre to me.
Yep.
And it goes back, if you want to really dive into it, to Bud Selig giving it to Fisher just because he knew the guy, just because he was friends with him. They're in the same frat. Like they knew each other. I'm serious. I can't believe that's an actual part of it, but it is. When Reggie Jackson and I think not Joe Lacob, is it Bob Myers who owns the Warriors and Joe Lacob is the GM? So whoever owns the Warriors wanted to buy the A's, and they said no. They're going to give it to Fisher. Could you imagine
Yeah, it's
with what
insane.
he's done with the Warriors?
Yeah,
Forget it. It's the whole thing is just it's been handled so poorly. And then the Giants, if you want to go back to the 90s, the Giants, San Francisco Giants, almost left San Francisco. And the A's, to keep them in San Francisco, to expand their market, they gave them the San Jose market. And now when they're looking for places to relocate, the Giants wouldn't let them go back to San Jose. They wouldn't give them that territory back. So there's a lot of people to blame, but at the same time, too, if you put together a product, somebody's going to buy it. And the A's haven't put out that product.
Yep.
Right.
300%.
This is how it is.
I feel like you guys are my therapists.
Seriously, man.
That whole thing just boils my blood. I just don't like it. And then you want taxpayers to pay for it? Aren't you a billionaire? Oh, you didn't work for it. You inherited your money. Right.
Exactly.
Oh, forgive me.
Now, we should dive into this quick. Like I said, I don't know how long you guys want to stay on for, but, before we get into what I want to dive into, Garrett Cole, obviously, congrats to him. Closing in on 2,000 career strikeouts. Gotta clap it up.
He's close. 2 away, I believe. Yeah, he's almost he's 2 away from 2,000.
I forget how good he was with Pittsburgh sometimes.
He was a beast in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Anthony Rizzo, red hot, all-star worthy.
AL Player of the Week.
How good has he been performing?
He
like
321 batting average.
I know Judge was hurt, but Rizzo, God, I mean, consistency-wise and health-wise, he might be the Yankees' best hitter as of right now. Obviously, when healthy, it's Judge. Come on, but like this season right now, where we're standing, Rizzo, he's the guy. I think him, Cole, Judge, they're going to the All-Star game at least. I mean, those three, they're just killing it.
Okay.
Well, he's the Rizzolorian, right?
The
You just wrote your
Rizzolorian.
piece about it, yeah.
Yep, the Rizzolorian. He secured the split against Tampa Bay. He is let's look at it right now. I think he leads the Yankees in every slash stat, average, on base percentage. Let's see how good our boy's doing right now. So Rizzo is second on the team in WAR. He has only behind Cole. Let's see what we got here. 1.5 WAR already on the season. That's a chunky amount right there. He's batting 308 as of yesterday, because I don't think Baseball Reference is fully updated yet. 308, almost a 400 on base percentage, 522 slugging. Oh my God. Second in home runs to Judge. And I mean, come on, that's
insane that Judge did more than him.
Yeah, ever since Judge has come back from injury, he's back in shape. He's in midseason form. But Rizzo, that slash line, man, that is a beautiful slash line. Look at it. It's refreshing, honestly, to look at.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Now, I feel like this is gonna upset you guys because I'm talking Yankee fans. This is something that's it's been upsetting them. Just like how it felt with me when Max Scherzer got, involved.
I know where we're going.
So,
sticky situation.
Domingo Germán using sticky stuff, and he got tossed from Toronto yesterday. Ian Hamilton, and then obviously Ian Hamilton suffered the injury shortly after in relief.
Huge blow right there for the Yankees.
Ian Hamilton's been a stud.
He's been awesome. Probably one of the best arms out of the pen, hands down.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's killing this year. I think he's fourth in WAR on the Yankees, 1.1.
For a reliever, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Dang. All right, but so the Germán sticky thing. 30 years old. He's been in the league long enough. Come on, man. You got to know. You got to know the rules, bro. 6 years in Major League Baseball. All at the Yankees. Career ERA 4.34.
Second time doing it, too.
Second time. Same umpire crew. James Hoy? Hoyce? I don't know the pronunciation. How? Said it was the stickiest hand I've ever felt. This was the same umpiring crew from Germán's previous incident about a month ago against the Twins, where he struck out his career-high 11 batters over 6 1/3. And they allowed him to continue, and they just said, hey, man, You just got to wash your hands, get it off, and they found it was sufficient. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They're not going to let him do it again.
Yep. 110%.
He knows the rules by now. This shouldn't be a problem. That was a month ago. What are you doing?
Yep.
And even worse, I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick.
No, you're
even
good.
worse is because it's a suspension, they're not allowed to replace him on the roster. So now Ian Hamilton goes down. Now they're down 2 roster spots.
Yeah.
More or less. For assignment. So maybe they could designate somebody, maybe like a Ryan Weber, for assignment and call up a temporary starter from the minors. But they have that off day Monday. It'll give them some time to kind of reset the rotation a bit before they could skip Herman's place in the rotation next time around. But I mean, come on, man, what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you
and
doing?
What really kills me with that is the timing of it all. Because just the game prior, I don't know why this was even a story to begin with Aaron Judge looking at the dugout when everyone was chirping, at the bad call, whatever.
I have all my notes ready for that.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, like, what's Judge doing? He's cheated. He's looking over there." I'm like, "Why is this a story right now?" And then the next day, we're cheated. Like, Herman, man, that's just it's embarrassing. It's horrible time, and that was just I couldn't believe what I was watching. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Insane.
I know how that feels. I remember watching when Scherzer got ejected. I remember watching the commercial break, and then they were coming out, and like Scherzer got ejected. I was like, what?
Because wasn't it a few years ago, like maybe the COVID year, I could be wrong, or 2021, didn't like Scherzer like unbutton his pants and everything? He was like, "Here, check me, I got nothing." Like, it's just crazy. Like,
I think it was last year. It might have been
last year, right? Yeah,
it might have been last year, if I'm correct.
Early on last year, yeah. Right when they did the sticky stuff ban, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, so it was last year because Cole had a thing with that too. That's right, it was last year. Yeah, no.
The thing about Herman is his spin rate was in 50 of his last outing.
No.
So I mean, like, I don't know what it is. Is certain umpire crews just have a certain standard? Are you trying to tell me that Herman only has sticky stuff on his hand with just the one umpire crew?
Yeah,
it's a very gray area. It's very incoherent for us, the fans, as to what the rule is. Like, where's the line that gets crossed? Like, where is it?
Yeah,
and he should know that. Everybody else in the league knows it, not him. I'm not defending him, but I do think the rule is vague just in general.
It is. I agree 110%. And it sucks because Herman, he was pulling together a nice string of games. I think he only allowed four earned runs in his last 4. I mean, granted, he only pitched 3 innings. The game he got caught doing the sticky stuff, but it's just a real momentum killer. I mean, for him, because him, he's either on it or that guy's just giving up like 3 home runs a game. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but
streaky.
Yeah, he's a very streaky pitcher. It was a boneheaded thing to do. It's like you say, he's 30. He's not 23. He's not 24. Oh, he'll mature. That's not the case anymore, man. It was just boneheaded move on Herman.
It is what it is what it is. It sucks that you guys aren't going to have him for the next 10 games. Like I said, we've been there. Hopefully he comes back and he's still fishing as he was when he was playing.
Thank God for Severino. I think he's coming back Sunday, official. So thank God for that.
Really?
Yeah, perfect timing for that. Yeah, that's gonna be huge for the Yankees.
What was he out for?
What was his injury again? Wasn't it So double check real quick.
I must have read it like 100 times because he's on my fantasy teams. And I always forget.
Yeah, I mean, I love him to death, but it is always something. Let's see. Pull it up on here because I know Rodon. It's like his back right now.
They're saying that might be chronic.
Yeah,
chronic back issue. That's not great.
Let's see.
They should have used the Mets doctors who picked up Correa was going to be injury problem.
Yeah, Jesus.
Social media. Pete Alonso. LFGM.
What is his injury here? What is it?
A strained lat.
Oh, okay.
During the final week of spring training.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for when is he gonna? He's not gonna come back for a little bit, right? To like the
Who? Carlos Rodon?
Beginning of, to like
No,
the beginning of July, right?
No timetable that I've seen.
They're
That I've
saying
seen.
they're saying end of June. Last I read, but like who knows? Who knows?
It's not confident.
It's not confident, yeah. Because when he was first listed as out, it was he'll be back late April. Then it was late May. Now it's late June. It's like you see the pattern now.
Right.
It's been like this his whole career. Seems like a great guy, but
He is a great guy. I follow him on. He's like one of my favorite pitchers, even before he was a Yankee. But
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I follow him on social media. Family guy, whatever. He's great. Very down to earth dude in interviews. But yeah, he had Tommy John back in the day, right, with the White Sox, I think,
I
or
think he did at some point.
yeah, back in the White Sox. So I remember, I think it was 2021. He threw a no hitter as a Chicago White Sox. Ever since then, he's been on a nice. He's been on a nice,
nice tear.
Nice tear there. But
Great
now
for
it's
San
like,
Fran, yeah.
yeah, he was great for San Francisco last year. But now it's kind of like, are we getting the damaged goods version of him now? I still have hope for him. I think he's going to be great when he comes back. So we'll see what happens with Carlos Rodon.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up the show for tonight. I think we covered enough. Unless there's anything that comes across to your mind, we could.
Do we want to talk about the Aaron Judge thing?
We could definitely talk about the Aaron
We could definitely talk about. Oh yeah, no, we could definitely talk about that. I'll spend more time on that. Definitely. Now, a lot of people are telling me that, Judge is not cheating. They say it's legal to, what the way they're seeing the signs, not stealing them, but they're like using them, because there's no technology now. Yeah. So what are they doing? It's completely legal, right? The way that the Yankees are seeing these signs, and even the Blue Jays pitcher, right? He admitted it that, I was tipping the pitches, right?
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand why the Blue Jays broadcasting crew had to insinuate that he was cheating.
Yeah.
They said I'm not going to accuse him of doing you don't want to accuse anybody of doing anything. And then everybody's saying, well, they didn't say he cheated, or what am I supposed to think? What's the inference I'm supposed to take away from that? Then you had somebody else from their broadcasting crew during batting practice, they back in the studio said, I wouldn't mind seeing Gausman send a message and throw at Judge. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Such a salty.
Kidding me?
Such a salty.
What did I say to lead this? What is the first thing I said today? Loser boy organization.
Yep.
Come 110%. On. And then they're getting mad. And then the manager. Hold on a second. I just got to pull my. I forget the dude's name. John Schneider. He was getting mad about where Yankees third base coach
was in the box or the
right. Rojas. Luis Rojas was standing.
And
so then
they were doing the same thing.
Yeah, he was doing the same thing, and Boone went berserk. Went berserk on Luis Rivera, the third base coach for the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
If you're trying not to make things a bigger deal, stop making it a bigger deal.
Exactly.
Just take your L and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it that they were cheating? Was it that they're cheating, or is that the guy threw 5 straight sliders and then the 6th one in a row was hanging from the gallows and Judge crushed it into another galaxy? I think Han Solo just caught it.
110%, man.
I was going to say Chewy. I think Chewy definitely caught it.
Yeah, that's Star Wars stuff behind you, right? That's probably why it was on my mind.
Oh, this is all Star Wars stuff right here, man. All the figures, you name it. You name the character, I got it. But awesome. I'm pretty sure Aaron Judge's ball might be over there too. So,
probably. So, maybe it's in that AT-AT over there.
Yeah, it could
hit the window. Hit the window, in Little League when the kid hits it.
In the very first scene of Empire Strikes Back, when the meteor is coming down, that was Aaron Judge's home run. That's what it was.
Aaron Judge's home run.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's good.
Yeah, the Blue Jays, they're just a salty franchise, top to bottom. It's ridiculous. They're coming up with any excuse possible. It's insane.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not. They can go kick rocks. Yeah, they can kick rocks. That's the
scoreboard, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep. Oh
But
yeah.
I think that covers everything. All right, is anything else? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I'll hold
Oh,
my piece.
I'll say one thing because I think it's pretty significant
Me here.
across the whole MLB. Manny Machado fractured hand apparently. That's
Oh.
yeah.
When did this happen?
So he's been out the last 2 games, and I think it was announced today he's got a fractured hand on the injury report. So that's bad for the San Diego Padres, and I think they're 4th place right now in the NL West.
4th. It got that bad?
Yeah, I was reading this today, and I was like, I thought they were like with the
Dang.
Dodgers, kind of, but not anymore. So
Those snakes, man.
Yep.
Mm.
It's I feel it's gonna be that's a brutal one for San Diego. You really just got Tatis back and everything. Now it's like
That is pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie.
tough.
Machado is so great, like infield wise. He's just a great player. If he didn't
Yeah.
get signed this to an extension, he would have been a Met.
Think so?
He would have been a Met. Yeah, 100%. Steve Cohen would have thrown the big bucks at him. Uncle Steve.
Yeah, Steve Cohen is an animal. I'll say that. That guy is.
Padres have
needs
deep
to-
pockets too, man.
They do.
He
No,
just- yeah, he-
Padres don't play around. They
They
don't play
got deep
around.
pockets. New York
Yeah,
is
just needs
nice,
to-
but I
San
mean,
Diego.
I think Manny's married and has a kid now too. He doesn't need a New York nightlife. He'll take the weather in San Fran.
I've been
San
to San
Diego.
Diego, and I gotta say,
Oh yeah. That's.
I've been to San Diego. That is probably the most beautiful city, weather-wise, I've ever been to.
You been to Petco Park?
That's why I went. I saw.
Oh, really?
It was the Padres versus the Angels, 2018. That was a fun game. We saw Ohtani. Pujols was still on the team. Trout was out, I think, that game.
Oh wow.
Tatis came a year later, so we kind of just missed like the golden era right now. The Padres, we just missed it. It was when like Will Myers and Hosmer were like leading that team, but it was still
Yeah,
a great
Will
game.
Myers,
It was
yeah.
fun.
I went to I saw Stanton win the home derby there. The home run derby.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was great. We had great seats too, so we saw everything from like upper deck.
Beautiful park.
Oh yeah,
Really
it's
good
it's amazing.
People like walk their dogs. I'm like, this is great.
We
This
should
is
make
awesome.
we should make a Battin and Chattin trip out there to
I'm
either
with.
San
Field
Diego
trip.
or Oakland because I want to see what the Coliseum. Honestly, I want to see what the Coliseum's like, especially
Yeah.
if home plate tickets are $72. I want to pay that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, those are killer seats.
yeah. I want to see. I want to see what Rome looks like before it burns down.
Yeah, seriously. Such a sad ending for.
Pride franchise.
Yeah.
Once Pride franchise.
Yeah, that's rough.
All right.
And that was it. First
That's
episode
it.
of Battin
I
and
got nothing.
Chattin. I think it went pretty good, boys. I think it went pretty
Clap
good.
it up. Gotta clap
We
it
got a lot
up.
to talk about still, though. A lot to talk about next episode, next Wednesday.
Yes, next Wednesday,
lot
same
to talk
time. Thank you for everybody for listening, tuning in to Battin and Chattin here on the Eastern Observer. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Natale, with
Niklaus Feil.
And Denis Tuohy.
and thank you guys, and have a great Wednesday and have a great rest of your week. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Yanks, bro.
Let's go Yankees. Come on now.
Okay,
We're
come on
coming
now.
back. We're coming back right now.
We'll see. All I know is that I
Johnny wants
can't
to
wait
go
for the Subway
back-to-back
Series.
MVP. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll see. We shall see.
Wouldn't
Cole,
mind
For
that.
now-
Cole's due for Cy Young. Just saying.
All I gotta say is like that Padres radio announcer says, good evening. No, I should know. And with that, the first episode of Battin and Chattin comes to an end. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Take it easy, everybody.